Hello and welcome to another episode of ReSync, an Assassin's Creed podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, Lucas?
What's up?
What's up, friends?
Hello.
I'm Landon. I already introduced Lucas. Looking pretty snazzy today. Happy St. Patty's Day for the Patreon subscribers. Happy day after St. Wait.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day is Monday, so.
Oh. Then it'd be St. Patty's Day for regular people watching it. Happy St. Patty's Day Eve for Patreon people.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know.
I hope you're trashed right now.
But we're back. Sequence 9. We're done with single digits. We're going into sequence 10 next week.
Holy shit.
Another shorter sequence. Like I looked ahead like in the DNA because I look at the DNA a lot to try to figure out like timeline, what's going on here. Because it does seem like Ezio kind of goes in hiding for like 9 months or so, because this, because again, like sequence 8 took place in 1485, and it was under the like place of like one night, because it was like because of Ezio's actions in sequence 7, they're like, all right, we're gonna kill the Doge tonight. Sequence 9 also takes place in the event, like in the time frame of one day, but it's 1486. So there is actually like a pretty significant passage of time that they just don't talk about, where, Ezio's just kind of hiding out in Venezia for a year almost.
I feel like they do that a lot, where they just don't mention time passing.
Yeah, they do that. They do that quite frequently, where it's just kind of like a thing. Like I'm wondering how far in development they started like thinking about the timeline and being like, because I feel like in terms of like in the writing stage, they were like, they had in mind that like, oh, this is going to take place over like years and years versus being like one specific time frame like the first game, because they kind of like age Ezio's character a little bit. They give him some stubble, things like that. So it was very obviously like a choice they made fairly early on in terms of the story. But I think when it came to like specific time, they didn't put much thought into it until like the very end, and so they just were like, let's just do this, and this. So it was like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah.
It doesn't feel very, continuous, but...
Continuous, yeah.
Yeah, continuous.
But, yeah, there's definitely some times where it got shoehorned in there, like a few sequences ago where, bro was there for, 4 years, and like, they didn't realize he was in Venice, so...
He's only been here like a few weeks. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah,
though? Like,
they said a few weeks, but it's they've been years, according to the DNA.
It's like you tell me you just got the information a few weeks ago. Like,
yeah. So, I don't know, man. But we're here. But before we get into the proper sequence, we got to talk about last week's trivia question.
Oh, yeah.
Malarkey, congratulations. The streak lives once again, as... The trivia question for last week was, what is the semi-missable achievement that can be obtained in last week's sequence? And that is called Fly Swatter. So there's only 2 times you can get this achievement, once during sequence 8 and then once during sequence 12, because it's the only 2 times that you get access to the flying machine. And like I said, the achievement is to kick down the guards, and it's called Fly Swatter because,
you're flying and you're swatting.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that is the achievement that is semi-missable, because you only have 2 chances to do it, and then you have to replay the entire game up to sequence 8 to do it. So I had to make sure that I did it. Getting pretty good on collectibles now. I only have 1 more secret location left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we did the last tomb. It's actually the first thing that both of us did.
Yeah.
Was we just headed straight for that tomb. It's the last one, and we can get Altair's armor after.
And I did grab it.
So
he didn't, because he's a loser.
Well, I was busy trying to save Venice. What can I say?
I did save Venice, and I looked way cooler doing it.
Well, I look pretty cool too. And so, it's Vestazione's secret, or
I'm with you.
Visitationes secret is the final assassin tomb. So we'll talk about that real quick. So, essentially, you were going to those catacombs to find the final assassin seal. And how did you feel about this last tomb?
I actually enjoyed this one a lot because it was more like a cinematic one. Like I kind of felt like a Batman mission.
Right.
Like where you just gotta I had to chase this guy. I mean, and you couldn't tackle him.
Yeah.
But then you had to fight a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the loot.
Well, no, you had to go through the time trial after that.
Oh, the time trial.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, and that one pissed me the fuck off because I got fucked by the parkour a couple times, and so it took me 3 tries to do it.
I just couldn't figure out where to go on the last one. I did 5. I ninja'd through that, and then I just was where do I go for this last one? And then
that last section, it's a little they don't point it out quite as much because a lot of the time you're just heading fairly straightforward. Yeah, but that one actually has you kind of doing some zigzags.
You kind of go.
You have to kind of loop around. So yeah, it's not quite as because I definitely was kind of in the same boat of because I fell for the first time while doing that because doing the turn I did the whole eject, but I landed on the very edge of the steps. So as soon as I moved, he does the stupid and this falls into the water, and I was like, God fucking damn it. Because, I was running low on the timer because it was all in one. And I was like, fuck me. And it's so annoying to go all the way back to the beginning over it because there's no easy way. There's no shortcut thing that pops up in all the other tombs. You just have to go all the way back and do it from the start.
Yeah, and it does save, your progress of hitting the holes.
Yeah, it'll save the levers.
You kind of got to hit them anyways to advance. So
exactly. Yeah, you have to redo them all anyway to get up there because you can't just. Yeah, there's no shortcut thing, and it's really annoying.
It is. Yeah, I failed once, and then the second time I figured it out. So we're good.
But it's the 6th assassin seal. We got it. Yeah, it did feel like a bit of a culmination because you can do the tombs in any order, but because there was one tomb that was mostly just the chasing part. That was the whole tomb.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was all time trials and stuff like that. So it is a culmination in a sense of everything that came before.
Then you need to fight all those guys and
right. Yeah. So
you had to fight people and
it kind of mixes them together. So I would definitely recommend playing the Assassin's Tombs as they come, just because there is kind of a natural progression to them, even though they can be done in any order.
And you get some badass armor.
Yeah.
You gives you a lot of health.
So how do you feel about Altair's armor?
I think it looks cool. I especially think it looks cool for this sequence because of all the Carnevale shit that because with the mask, because you wear the silver mask and your armor silver, just the silver and black, it just looks so good. And then I don't know, do you for the Carnevale, did you have the design on your cape?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention.
So I don't I only had it for this mission. I don't know. It looked it kind of looked like it was part of the outfit at first, but the cape had gold designs on it, and it had the kind of a Assassin's Creed logo, Assassin's logo on it, and it looked sick with the gold mask and the gold cape design and black. I was like, ooh.
I wonder if that has to do with Altair's armor, because I feel like I didn't have that.
Well, because I didn't have it after that though, which I thought was weird. I was just back to a regular black cape after that mission.
Oh, maybe it was then for Carnival. I just didn't pay attention. I don't know. But getting into the sequence proper. After, like I said, it's been allegedly a while since the assassination of the Doge, and there's the new Doge, Marco, which they had planned that he would be installed in next. So Ezio goes to Leonardo's as the most wanted man in Venice because, again, he was framed for the murder of the Doge.
I feel like he goes to Leonardo's when he's always kind of the most wanted man.
Yeah. You know what, Leonardo, honestly, is a real one, because bro is just, an artist/inventor, and, he doesn't really have any sort of fighting skills.
He's basically
and there is
Lester.
just, He's literally just like a one of the most wanted criminals in the entire country is just constantly showing up to this dude's place, and he doesn't bat an eye. He's just like, yeah, whatever you need,
like,
bro.
Ezio.
Yeah, like, what's up, my brother? And so, he asks for a mask to conceal himself because, he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm wanted as shit. And Leonardo's like, well, good news. It's Carnevale.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, everybody has a mask. So, whatever. So look at that. I've got a mask for you. Here you go. And so you get a mask that literally makes you, like, incognito the entire time. Like, I literally went up and just killed guards, and they didn't react. Like, the other guards just didn't give a fuck.
I didn't even know that. I wish I would have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, you're permanently incognito with the Carnevale mask.
Damn.
So yeah, this is the sequence to do shit because you literally
get away with everything.
You literally do because I went. What was it? I think I was trying to kill one of the Borgia. And then there were some guards right by and I accidentally double assassinated some guards and I was like, shit. But then the other guards didn't care. Like, you would think that they'd at least be aggroed right there. They're like, it's Carnevale, it's cool. Like, it's just that you're just permanently fucking incognito and it's dope as fuck.
That's funny as fuck. I wish I knew that.
Yeah.
Big sad.
So, great mask. It's it's a great sequence for that shit. You just run around and be a fucking menace. And so, yeah. But he also gives Leonardo another codex page, which reveals a fucking pistol mod for the hidden blade.
Yeah, I was like, how long ago, like, who hit
That's
that
what
page?
I'm saying. Like, the codex page, like, the codex is how old?
Yeah.
Like, this is like an ancient text.
Yeah, pistols in your arm? Like, we don't have that now.
Exactly. Like, fucking mini pistols coming out from the hidden blade. Like, that's insane. Pew pew. But also, another mechanic I had no idea was so early on in the franchise I completely forgot about. That in the second game, we've got fucking pistols. I don't remember, like, fucking, like, firearms. Like, the first time I could think of firearms was, like, Assassin's Creed 3, when you've got the muskets and, like, the handguns and stuff like that.
I do remember there being a that. I just thought it was in later games. I thought it was for some reason Revelations. Like, I thought, like, it was, like, hook blade, then gun.
Right.
Like, that's...
Yeah, but you get gun in the second game.
Gun in the second game.
The Assassin's Creed game. Assassin with a gun. But, yeah, I mean, that's sick as fuck. Like, I actually really love that pistol. It's super nice. Because it's really nice if you gotta, like, take out, like, especially, like, one person. Or it's just a really, like, fucking, like... Not to get all skibbity riz on you guys, some Gen Alpha stuff, but it's some good aura farming to start off an encounter when you're just on top, like on a building, and you're just like,
yeah, and the way you look too, because you're just kind of like,
literally, just like
you like line up your shot.
It's sick as fuck. You look like a little fucking cowboy, just in the Renaissance, just like. So, I appreciated that a lot. But it is kind of fucking wacky about running around the Renaissance with a goddamn little, like, hidden mini pistol.
I haven't seen any of these. I haven't seen any, like, guns in this game yet, have we?
Nope. Because, Leonardo mentions it being, like, a firearm. And so I was trying to think about, like, I don't know the timeline of firearms in the world, like, when those started becoming a thing. I imagine, because you've got cannons and different stuff like that. There are, like, people on ships. I feel like this is, like, the starting formation of, like, there would be pirates around this time, because this is literally less than a decade before Christopher Columbus discovers America.
Okay,
so it's
definitely like at least some, like, gunpowder.
Yeah. So there's some stuff.
Shit.
Yeah. But, again, it's all pretty primitive, and so, them having a whole fucking, like, little hidden pistol, I think is hilarious. But, hey, whatever, it's cool. It's cool. Assassins have cool shit.
Pew pew.
Yeah. And so, after that, Leonardo sends Ezio to a, quote, mutual friend of him and Antonio's.
She's a sister.
To Sister Theodora.
Nun.
Yeah, who happens to be a slutty nun. because it's another brothel that you're cool with.
Yeah, apparently we're just getting banged by all these chicks all the time.
It's great, so the more courtesans. And so, you're going over to, because you want to talk to Antonio about trying to handle this Doge situation. And so you go to Sister Theodora's, and she's a sister who likes pleasing the misters,
Yeah.
It's crazy times. But you're not really there for too long, and honestly, like, Antonio is just kind of like chilling, relaxing, like not really giving too much of a fuck. Kind of pissed me off. I wasn't a big fan of Antonio this sequence. He was literally just like either being like, nope, we can't do it, or like, hey, don't worry about it, have some fun with the ladies. Like, was bro on opium or something? Like, I don't know. Like,
he was a little off.
Yeah. Bro was just not caring.
No.
But it's not long after you're there that all of a sudden one of the patrons just murders one of the girls and goes running off.
And it starts a mission called Damsel in Distress, which I'm really confused about because, like, how can she be in distress if she's dead?
Well, I feel like you could look at it one of two ways. One, it could be Sister Theodora that's the damsel in distress because she wants you to chase after them. Or there's the times when, he, like, takes girls hostage. When he's like, don't come closer or I'll kill this girl.
Ah, that makes sense.
So,
you're trying out your pistol.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice little tutorial, like, enhanced tutorial for the pistol. Because, you can't get close to him because he's, like, he has, like, girls with him. And so you just got to use pistol and do a little...
Yeah, which... The first time I did that, I actually fucked it up really bad. I got too close to him because I wasn't paying attention to what I had to do. I got too close, and he killed the girl, and then he started running away, and got another girl, and it was like by some guards, and I let go of the thing too early, and all of a sudden all these guards started attacking me, and then I failed.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I did not fail. I succeeded.
Yeah. Then I restarted, and I just went pew, and he died.
Hell yeah. But, yeah, good use of the pistol, good way to get in Sister Theodora's graces, all is well, except for the one chick that died. But, oh well, happens. Shit happens. And so, let's see. Then I did some assassination missions, which I will say, compared to Florence, the assassination missions are so much better laid out in Venice, where it's actually like splitting them up, because there's actually an assassination mission that is like set during Carnevale. So it's like, is it missable? Like, do you have to do it this sequence? Because it specifically talks about how it's like, because Lorenzo wants you to strike down some people that are using Carnevale as like a hiding place to hide out, like they're co-conspirators. So it's like, can you only do that during sequence 8?
I feel like that definitely sounds like you can miss it.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, are there missable assassin missions in this game? Cool. I don't know. But, it was interesting. Or maybe it's like it gets like changed during Carnival, like maybe afterwards,
back to Carnival or something. Like,
well, I was thinking more so on the lines of like there are people hiding out dressed up as something different that's not Carnival related. But I don't know if they go that in depth with the coding, because then you'd have to like do different assets for it and change out some the bunch of code. I don't know, but it was interesting to see. But anyway, heading back to Theodora's, Antonio is basically like doubting the potentiality of assassinating Marco, being like, bro literally does not leave his palazzo. He knows better. There's no way we can do this.
And then the nun was like, look, for you, he does leave tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Sister Theodora is like basically, Ezio's basically like, man, fuck Antonio, I like this bitch. Because she's over here just like, actually he's leaving tonight because he's throwing the biggest party in Carnevale, and I know a way for you to get in, because you need a gold mask that's numbered so it can't be forged, but they know a way to get one. And so you start walking with Antonio and Theodora to some Carnevale festivities, and she gives you a little background about her, explaining that she literally just creates a brothel church because she became disillusioned by the Christian church, and she's like, I want love to be at the forefront. I think love should be at the forefront of the Christian church, with like I think that's a great idea. But it's like,
show them all the love you want.
You know, like, hey, Sister Theodora's a baddie. So, you know what? You do you. Yeah, I'll join. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But, you know, so yeah, she's basically just like, yeah, I don't like Christian church. And so, you know, she just like started her own church where she pleases her.
Sex church, baby.
Sex church. Let's go. And so, you know, you get to the event where essentially Ezio's tasked to win 4 different events in this competition to win a gold mask. It's kind of essentially like this VIP entrance to the Doge's Carnevale party. And so, yeah, you have to do a bunch of stuff. And so you get the first 3 events where you can do in any order. But the official order, the first one is the race.
Damn.
Where you have to set a new record on a race course. I did it in the opposite order. And so, yeah, it's, you know, it's essentially one of the race side missions. That's basically all it is.
It's
nothing fancy.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I had 10 seconds left to spare.
She had like 15. I don't
Wow.
know. I'm cool like that. But next, Ezio must win a game of Capture the Flag, which I thought was kind of dumb at first. I'm not going to act like it's like revolutionary or whatever, but it's like, because like each round it does get like more difficult. Like the other person will like, you know, kind of get
You fucking
better.
zoomed for me on round 3.
Yeah, round 3. I don't think it's possible for you to reach the flag first in round 3. You're kind of forced to catch him, which I did lose the first round because I didn't know his route at all. So bro just kind of took off and there was no catching him. So the next round I thought ahead and I just like went over to his place to intercept him because I was like, there's no way I'm getting this flag. So I just went over to where I knew he was going to approximately be going. It just was like, fuck you. So yeah.
Boo, bitch.
But yeah, good time. And Lucas, you know, you had a similar experience.
Yeah. I was starting to get. I got annoyed that I didn't get him on the third one because I was so close. I tried because he almost got it to his on the second try. So I kind of knew his route, and I was trying to meet him up there, and I just missed him by like this much. He just walked up the stairs like, "You fucking asshole."
But finally, Ezio must obtain more ribbons than anyone else from the ladies of Carnevale. It's to show he's a bit of a ladies' man. And this is where my trivia question comes into play for this week. Riddle me this, friends. How many ribbons do you need to collect in this little mission to be to win the competition? How many ribbons do you need to grab? That's the trivia question for this week. Answer down in the comments or over on Patreon, depending on where you're listening or watching. Let us know.
Yeah.
That's a trivia question. How you like them apples, Malarkey? See if you got the cojones for it. But those are the 3 missions. I think it's really funny because, you know, like in that mission, you literally basically are just like shoving these women, grabbing the ribbons.
Yeah, you're just
it's
like,
supposed to be like, you know, it's framed like they're giving them to you, but you're just going in these fucking crowds,
You're
just like
whacking them, and then they're like, "Ooh."
Yeah, literally. It's like, you can find this afternoon as you're like snatching.
Just like punching them in the stomach.
Yeah, it's like. And so, you know. And then finally, you're introduced to the 4th event, which is separate from the rest, where you must defeat every contestant in combat. Some hand-to-hand fisticuffs. Which, it's pretty extremely easy, but also, like, the entire, like, event, Silvio and Dante, 2 Templars, are watching the whole time, and they're not happy. And so Silvio starts to intervene, and he literally sends Dante in to challenge you.
And Dante's all like, "I'm gonna get this guy." And then I, didn't get hit by him.
Literally, yeah, did not get hit once.
No,
bro, literally got whomped. Just like, literally, just like.
Yeah, my favorite is when you grab them and you just fucking pop.
Literally, just over getting fucked.
Put their knee on their put your knee right to their forehead.
You're literally fucking them up. And so after his bodyguard gets thoroughly thrashed, Silvio's like, fine, fuck it. And just sends 4 armed guards after you.
Yeah, with knives. He pays off the guy and he's just like, I'm gonna start stabbing. He's like, it's stabbing's fine now.
Yep. But it still doesn't work because, just like counter the first one, take the weapon, and then just start stabbing. Exactly.
The one guy stabbed right in his forehead.
Yep. And so it's a great time. You just completely wipe the floor with the competition.
Didn't get hit one time. I keep bringing that up because I was pissed off when we got to that podium and he's all like gashed up. Like I had like blood coming out my lip and like my chest was all red. I was like, why? I was like, I didn't get hit. I was like, I shouldn't be bleeding at all.
Well, you're bleeding on the inside.
Cutscene.
But yeah, you get to that podium all ready to accept your award. But Silvio meddles once again and gives the gold mask to Dante instead because they're not letting you in that fucking party. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. But they are well aware this man is Ezio. And so they're like...
How do they know?
But I wear my mask. So, they didn't give it to Dante.
Yeah, it would have made more sense if you would have, like, Robin Hooded that shit and just, like, dressed up. And it cost like something when he did all that instead of just wearing full assassin robes.
Right. You're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But also I feel like personally, I feel like it should have been the trap for the actual party because you're telling me that there's a man that very clearly wants to kill you. And you're going to have a competition for anybody in the city to potentially get invited to your party.
And you're going to base it off physical skill.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to base it off fucking assassin skills. And it's like
climbing, fighting, stealing.
Yeah, so it's like... I don't... See, I felt like it should have just been framed as he gets it and then it's like a trap. And everything, but I guess they kind of already did that in previous sequences, so maybe they were just worried about being too repetitive,
passionate.
But essentially, they give it to Dante, and then you got to regroup. You can head back to Theodora's, and you're trying to figure out what to do now. And she's like, you can't kill him. They're gonna go into lockdown. You gotta swipe it from him. Yeah,
gotta be sneaky. Steal that bitch.
Yeah, so she's like, I got girls en route. You can just use them to blend, distract him, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it was honestly super easy.
Yeah, it was really easy.
I was thinking that was the whole mission was just stealing that thing, and I got to him and hired some girls and walked over and just stole it in a second.
Literally.
And I was just walked away, and I was like, that was easy. I literally stopped and was just so oh. That was it.
That happened.
Yep. Okay, time to go. I thought that was gonna be more eventful than that.
Nope. That's it. And so it's because that is the part of the final mission because you steal the mask and then you're heading into the party to go with to go assassinate Marco, who is on this ship that hasn't quite arrived yet, and there's guards everywhere, and you're still kind of noticeable, so you kind of have to bounce between different courtesans, blend while you're waiting for the ship to arrive. And then how did you approach things when the ship finally did arrive? I'm curious.
I just stood right in the center, right there where he was. I blasted him.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, we got the pistol. I was like, here you go. Just because they're talking about oh, you won't be able to get to him. There's too many people, you can't swim.
Blast him.
Yeah, exactly. It's you just gave me a pistol. Why the fuck would I need to do that? Let me just shoot him. It's just so fucking blasted his ass. It's literally the second I had a shot, I was like, yeah, you're dead.
And then I just ran away because there's a lot of guards. I was starting to actually try and fight some of them, and then I realized how many there were, and I was just like, pew.
Yeah, I just smoke bombed my ass out of there. Literally, the second it was done, just pew pew.
I keep forgetting about smoke bombs.
See, I had done that for a few sequences. I'd forgotten about them, so now I've been trying to make more of a conscious effort to do it.
I gotta use them.
I also got a bunch of fucking Assassin's Blade counters because I wanted to test out your theory about brutes. And I countered a brute with the fucking Assassin's Blade. Just turn him around and stab. It's fucking great.
Or you can do the one where you double stab him in the throat.
Yeah. So, that was fun. I mostly use Assassin's Blade this sequence. It's a good time.
Yeah. I was using the new sword I bought a lot.
Fair. That's
because, you know, it looks pretty.
Hey.
It's an eagle.
When?
Eagle sound.
But that's the entirety of sequence 9. Like these sequences have been going pretty fast here. I think their pacing's picking up a little bit, which I do appreciate. The new, continuing to get new mechanics, new things like that. But yeah, they are moving pretty speedily compared to some of the earlier sequences.
I just realized that this mission is called Having a Blast, and I bet that's a reference to, having to blast them.
Yeah. Blast, pop a cap in his ass. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Like I said, be sure to answer the trivia question. I did want to bring up something that I thought was kind of cool. So again, like Assassin's Creed Shadows is literally coming out in 5. Well, for Patreon people, it'll be 4 days. For regular people, 3 days. Like next week, we will have played some Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost here. I'm super excited. Again, I'm going to be streaming it on Twitch right at launch, doing a bunch of streams for it over on PandaMaster Twitch, getting into Japan. Super excited. And so, a bunch of people have obviously been gearing up for the game. And one thing I liked is, so there's this thing that IGN does called Face Off, where essentially you do like duels. It's not quite like a rank your favorite games or whatever, but it'll just pit up duels and it will rank the best by like percentage of wins essentially. So it's like it's slightly different from like a ranking system, but it essentially functions as such, and you can do multiple times and all that stuff. And so they did a face off for what's the best Assassin's Creed game, and it's gotten like hundreds of thousands of duels to kind of compute this. And so I figured it would be interesting to kind of go over, like, this is like the general population's, what they think is like the ranking of Assassin's Creed games. And so because I have some differences, I have some qualms with some of it. And Lucas hasn't seen this list.
No, I haven't.
So I thought it would be funny. Yeah. So at the very bottom, what the majority of people, at least IGN traffic, considers to be the worst game. No.
Oh, okay.
It's Assassin's Creed Rogue, which I disagree with. Again,
I can see that though.
But I do know a lot of people didn't care about it because, again, this was when Rogue and Unity both came out. A lot of people were like, why would I play the old gen game when you've got this new gen game? But then that game turned out to be broken, and so a lot of people were like, we really love Rogue. So and Rogue has gotten a lot of love over the years. Like, people who have went back and played it, they're like, no, this game's the shit. But I think it's hard when it is pretty similar to Black Flag, and it's not Black Flag, so I do think that has a lot going against it. But in terms of story, the way they switched up the formula playing as a Templar, bad call, guys. I will say bad call. But then at number 12, because it only goes through the mainline ones, it's not like the Chronicles games or anything like that. So at number 12 is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which honestly makes sense because by that point, I don't think too many people really played Mirage because a lot of people were pretty burnt out, stuff like that. I heard it was like good but not great. I get it. Number 11 is Assassin's Creed Unity, which, as much as I defend the game, I think it's the worst Assassin's Creed game.
It had a bad launch.
Yeah, it had a very bad launch, and it's been pretty much fixed now, and there's a lot of really cool stuff about it that I really like. But at the end of the day, it is the worst Assassin's Creed game, to be fair. I'll give it that. So I'm surprised it's not the bottom of the list. But there has been a big resurgence. Like, there's an active Unity community playing the game still.
Well, people liked how fast the climbing is in that game.
Yes, it arguably has the best parkour in the entire series. They went hard on it. And it's part of the reason that it failed so much because, they had a lot of crunch. Yeah, and buggy and stuff. But, it is such a good parkour system. I still remember playing that game for the first time and being like, oh my god, this is so fluid and nice. It's the best the movement has ever been for the series.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I think I remember actually playing at your house. Your mom's.
Yeah, might have been because I have a PC.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, good times. Number 10, Syndicate, which Fair. I always called Syndicate just a better version of Unity. Honestly, there's been a lot of hate recently for Syndicate. People really don't like Syndicate because of the fair assumption, like, or not assumption, like the fair point of like the grapple hook kind of like takes away a lot of the parkour gameplay because then you're just grappling around and otherwise you're creating a lot of work for yourself if you don't. Just very fair. But then they also had the Jack the Ripper DLC, and that shit was bussin'. A lot of people say that's the best Assassin's Creed content to ever release. Dang. And it's in a DLC that almost nobody played.
Dang.
So, pretty sick. Number 9, the OG Assassin's Creed. I can agree with that. Fair enough. Number 8, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Oof.
So, again, I feel like that's fair. That's fair.
Fine, I guess. There's a lot of good story in that game.
Yeah, but, I think compared to, the rest of the Ezio trilogy, it's definitely the weakest one. And, I do think that the pacing's a little off, like, splitting between, like, Ezio and Altair. Like, it can be a little wonky sometimes. There's not near as many, like, gameplay innovations. It's kind of more the same. But, yes, the story is very good, and it's a great wrap-up for Ezio. Still a good game. 7, Assassin's Creed 3. Like I said, I'm okay with that.
I guess.
Yeah.
I hate putting Black Flag above it because the Black Flag's gonna be like 2.
We shall see. We're getting there. Number 6, a game I think is too high. It's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I was surprised it was as high as it was. Like I said, I like Valhalla. I do. But I was surprised it was that high because I don't think anybody finished that game. It's just a fucking absurdly long game. It is too long, especially when you consider Dawn of Ragnarok and all the other expansions. There's so much in that game. To a fault, I think. And so it's a lot of game. It's a lot of game. But it's a number 6. And number 5, a criminally low game, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Brotherhood's a number 5, which I think is a fucking travesty. I think a lot of people just think about, like, Assassin's Creed 2 as being, like, the amazing Ezio game and just kind of, like, forget about Brotherhood.
But Brotherhood was, like, has everything the first game has, plus, like, way cooler shit.
Yeah, it's, like, just the Brotherhood aspect. Again, like, I think they're neck and neck, like, 2 and Brotherhood. Yeah. They're almost interchangeable. I think I'd slightly give it to 2 over Brotherhood, but it should be, like, right there with it. And so I was very disappointed in the people for putting it at number 5. But, yeah, that's Brotherhood. And number 4 is Assassin's Creed Origins, which I'm not too mad about, because Origins fucking slaps.
Okay.
I know it's an RPG, but it's fucking great. And number 3, Lucas's least favorite Assassin's Creed game, it's Odyssey. Is the number 3 best game voted by the community.
Well, the community sucks.
Our 3 best game. And here we go. Number 2, which I guess I should say number 1 really, because that you'll know what number 1 is by knowing number 2. So the best Assassin's Creed game, as voted by the community, at least by IGN standards, is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They say Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game. Better than Assassin's Creed 2.
Basically, they're wrong. Because it's not even an Assassin's game, first of all. It's a fucking pirate game. You're a pirate the entire time. And then, spoilers, you're really not a fucking assassin. You could just become a goddamn Templar.
Yeah, fair. But, like, it's a really good game. Because I'm going to be honest, like...
It's a good pirate game. I'm not going to disagree with that. If it was a pirate game, good game. Because it's, honestly, it's just almost just as good as Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people consider Black Flag to be the best pirate game ever made.
Like, it's up there. But it's not an Assassin's Creed game. And it doesn't deserve that number 1 spot. I'll die on that hill. It's a good game. But it's barely an Assassin's Creed game.
I'm okay with it.
No,
I'm okay with it.
I think that 2 is the best. 2 or Brotherhood not being number 1 is wrong.
I'm okay with 2, Brotherhood, or Black Flag topping the list. Like, those 3 games are like my podium for Assassin's Creed. So I'm okay with it. I wouldn't personally put Black Flag at the top, but I'm okay with it. I don't think it's far off, so I'm not too upset. But yeah, I know how you feel about it. I'll be curious to see, because I mean, we still got a ways before Black Flag, but we're not too far off from it. So I'm curious.
I know
to see
I'm
how
gonna enjoy Black Flag when I played it because I actually enjoyed playing it when I had it. I just got annoyed when it became like boats. Like I had to just upgrade my goddamn boat.
I'm also curious because that was pre Sea of Thieves. Like you have like what 100 hours in Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
you have all this time now. So I'm curious. Like you're much more of a pirate person now.
I wasn't I was a pirate person before. I've always liked pirates. I just didn't want to play pirate game.
Well, what if you?
It's called Assassin's Creed, not Pirates Creed.
Well, it is called Black Flag.
Well,
it's
Black Flag could mean a number of things.
And I don't know. I think there's still a fair bit of assassin stuff. You're in the islands. You're on the going around assassinating plenty of people. Like yes, there is a lot of pirate content. Which I feel like now,
you just gotta get all your guns. Like you have like 400 guns. You're like,
and it's sick as fuck. You have a gun in Assassin's Creed too.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's just not. It's a pirate game. Like I said, it's a really good pirate game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like make it number like 3. I'm fine with that because like I get it. It's a good game.
Because that's where it is for me. It is at number 3 for me. Personally, but I'm okay with it being number 1. I can't be.
I'm not.
Yeah, I can tell. I think everybody's aware that you're not okay with it. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Again, like that's like a pretty large subset of people, all like saying stuff and going off of that, and this kind of where the current Assassin's Creed community ranks the games, which I thought was interesting. That's kind of the general opinion as far as Assassin's Creed games go. So we'll see. Again, like fucking Odyssey was 3, which I was pretty surprised with. But I do know a lot of people loved Odyssey. That was kind of the turning point for a lot of people. And there's a lot of Origins defenders too. And so I guess, a lot of people really love the RPGs in general. So I guess it makes sense why Valhalla was higher up, but not quite as high as the others, because most people do kind of consider Valhalla to be the weakest of the 3. Even though, like, I think it's probably the best, one of the best constructed Assassin's Creed games, just in terms of the gameplay mechanics and how much, like, just pure, like, raw content there is. That is pretty much firing on all cylinders. It's just a lot. And that one, I think, is much more on the end of it's not an Assassin's Creed game. Even though you do have the Hidden Blade, which you don't have in Odyssey. Like, Odyssey is arguably the most non-Assassin's Creed game out there.
That's why it's my least favorite.
But then, like, Valhalla, it's like you have the Hidden Blade, but you're rarely ever doing anything stealthy because you're literally laying siege to fucking England. Like, that's the entire point of the fucking game, is you are taking over England by force.
Yeah, I just missed the story. Give me Templars and Assassins.
Oh, I mean, in the old games, it's Order of the Ancients and the Hidden Ones, which are technically those. They get redone, and there's a lot of story stuff. Just, hidden in there.
Shouldn't be hidden. It should be fucking right there.
Well, there's your Assassin's gameplay. You gotta find the lore. That's where the Assassin part comes in. You gotta figure out what the fuck's going on with the story. God. And so, anyway, we'll get out of here. Again, we're very close to Shadows. We'll have some first impressions of Shadows for you guys next week, which is very exciting. But until then, appreciate you guys. Don't forget to answer the trivia question. Go on over to Patreon. Subscribe to our Apprentice tier or Initiate tier if you feel so inclined to do so. We'd really appreciate it. Or if you just want to join for free, again, it's our main communication hub for information about new episodes, things like that. And so even if you don't want to spend any money or have any money to spend, it's completely free to join. Get those updates. That's where we mostly will update things about, the show and how it's going and, any changes or anything. So be sure to head over to Patreon at ReSync Podcast. And so, good stuff. You got anything more you want to add about Assassin's Creed 2 or anything beyond?
I do not. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Tuning in, listening, however you consume.
Hell yeah. And remember, nothing is true.
everything is permitted.
Arrivederci.